At the episode start, when he says, "Arise," shadows quickly and completely engulf the monsters and the goblins. Their bodies slowly start to merge together, carefully forming three shadow soldiers, more specifically goblin shadow soldiers. Shadow Goblin, Level 1, Common Grade. Suho observes and is quite surprised by the shadow extraction process. Beru is definitely shocked but also seems to have some lingering questions. Suho then remarks it's actually not nearly as impressive as he initially thought it would be. Beru agrees, stating that shadow soldiers, when extracted directly from their original living forms, are usually considerably much weaker as a result. Suho then pointedly asks how much weaker they really are in comparison. Beru downplays it and says they're not much weaker, not really. Suho suddenly realizes and states that the soldiers will all vanish completely within just a day's time. Beru exclaims loudly, "What? It can't be that you don't have shadow storage or something, right? No skills at all?" He asks. "No, I don't," I reply. Hearing this, Beru gets very dejected and says, "It seems shadow abilities rely heavily on intelligence stats and then levels as well, but don't worry too much. It will truly be a very good skill. A truly incredible skill." Seeing Beru like this, Suho says, "Hey, you don't need to be so down, Beru, I understand." Just then a sound comes from his stomach. He says, "Looks like I need to eat something now. I haven't eaten anything for 2 days. Beru, how do we get out of here?" Beru says that you can always get out of here quite easily by using the Shadow Dungeon key. A little while later, we see Suho eating and looking very impressed, saying, "Wow, I didn't know hospital food could actually be this surprisingly good." I honestly can't believe it. Beru was watching him carefully and then says, "Young monarch, allow me to fully explain to you the following next steps, my liege. After this, we have 3 missions assigned to us that we absolutely need to complete as a team now. First, we really must protect this earth from the dangerous beasts of the outer world." Suho says, "Are you saying we have to go back into the dungeons and hunt those beasts?" Beru says, "Yes, young monarch, we must diligently hunt all the beasts to increase your level rapidly. The stronger you become, undeniably and ultimately the safer the earth will be, without a doubt. Our next mission is finding the missing Lady Hyen." Suho asks, "Is there a definitive way to find my mother's location quickly? A guaranteed method perhaps?" Beru replies, "Hunting beasts may eventually reveal a clue, perhaps a significant clue, maybe a crucial one, or even multiple clues." He adds, "Third and very important indeed is regaining your power. I dislike this weak soldier form. I truly want to show you the power I had against the monarchs." Suho asks, "Then tell me, how can I regain my power?" Beru explains to him that he needs to absorb the magical power of any magic beasts he encounters, and Beru can do the same. Indeed, certainly, Beru can regain some of his strength this way, which is the only way he can become a shadow soldier again, of course, undoubtedly. But now he simply can't receive magical power from Suho anymore. And sadly, his only option is to consume other things with magical power, naturally and directly. It seems highly likely, not fully understanding at all. Suho says this means they need to go into dungeons soon. After a while, after eating well, Suho says, "Let's go now." But Beru replies, "No." He clarifies that the dungeon Beru is referring to isn't a shadow dungeon, but normal dungeons open on Earth. Beru says that if he wants to go into these dungeons, he needs a hunter's license and to have his magical power measured at the Hunter Association without fail, absolutely. Suho asks, "Magical power measurement. I'm an awakener who's constantly leveling up. I wonder what grade I'll get. Maybe, just maybe, I'll get an S rank or even something higher." But then the scene shifts. We see the Hunter Association's measurement results, which show a power level of 46, and he's an E rank awakener. Hearing this makes him very sad. He just stands there silently. The scene shifts. A little later, we see him leaving the association, tears streaming down. He's deeply saddened. Then Beru tries to comfort him, saying, "I heard hunter ranks are determined by their magical power. It's natural for you since you've only focused on your strength stats, so there's no need to worry." Suho replies, "You don't need to comfort me like that. It just makes me feel worse." And he looks at himself. He wonders, possessing shadow abilities and this rank, can he truly protect Earth with just an E rank alone? Beru says, "Young monarch, you can level up, right?" But hearing him, Suho says, "I heard E rank and F rank. meaning even weaker than E rank exist here. They are rarely ever taken on expeditions, and even entering a dungeon is very problematic for them indeed. Then something clicks for him suddenly. He says, there might be a way for me to go into dungeons or raids despite my rank. Dungeon raids have three main types of jobs. One is the main team or attack team that directly attacks all the beasts inside the dungeon. The second is the recovery team, which diligently collects the corpses of those the main team kills swiftly and other valuables. And then there's the mining team, which extracts whatever valuable resources are inside the dungeon itself. Essentially, any rank hunter can join and work comfortably within these recovery and mining teams. In other words, to put it simply, even an E-rank hunter can indeed go into a dungeon. Then the scene shifts quickly, and after some time, we see the mining team working hard inside the dungeon. After some more time, we see Suho. He says, thanks for the introduction. I just awakened recently, and you're the only awakener I know personally. Then we see the same instructor who taught at his art university, right in front of him, staring at him. He keeps looking intently at him silently. Suho says, while diligently working, I'm glad I have an awakener with me who's a senior, and thank you so very much, sir, for giving me this amazing opportunity to work in such a dungeon. But then suddenly Lim Do-kyun says, Suho, I'm so truly sorry. I'm so sorry. Whatever happened back at the university then, I simply didn't have the strength at all. What could I possibly do? I was far too weak and I was just a brand new awakener back then, and I was very scared and truly frightened. That's exactly why I ran away like a complete coward. I'm so very sorry. Please forgive me. Please forgive me desperately, Suho. Suho says calmly. Please raise your head up high, sir. You don't need to do this at all, sir. You're also an E-rank awakener, just like me. And anyway, the Hunter Association advises very clearly that if any beast even comes near an E-rank awakener, they should always run away quickly without fighting under absolutely any circumstance whatsoever. You were just following the clear instructions, the guidelines explicitly given to you clearly, right? He looks at him, and while still looking directly at him intently, he says in shock, what? You're also an E-rank awakener? Suho says, yeah, my magical power level is Boo 46, it's the lowest ever. Do-kyun says, what? My powers are even weaker than yours. Hearing this, he thinks, no, that can't be true. When I was escaping, I saw Suho fighting. Did I see it wrong? Suyun watches Suho, who is busy working, and remarks, well, for an E-rank, surviving a fight with a beast would truly be impressive. Then Baidu walks up next to him and says, yeah, you're completely right about that. The Monarch, the young Monarch, he is definitely very talented, that's for sure. He glances over at Do-kyun. They exchange a quick look. Then, Do-kyun suddenly becomes very scared and yells out, a beast! A beast! A beast! Suho looks at him, confused, and simply asks, why? Why did you suddenly appear? Beidou asks. The monarch, he's very weak, like a larva. So no matter what, I had to stay by his side and truly ensure his safety at all times. Do-kyun asks, wait, are you a summoner? So, you awakened according to the summoner system? Suho says, you could say that. Hearing this, Do-kyun says, really, many E-rank hunters have no skills. You are lucky. By the way, my skill is running away. And hearing this, Suho says, oh, so that's why you were able to escape so quickly. Hearing this, he becomes very sad, indeed saddened. Suho says, no, I was just kidding. He then looks at the dungeon and thinks, so finally I've come to a dungeon for the first time, other than the shadow dungeon, a real dungeon. I wonder what kind of beast the actual team is hunting inside. The scene shifts and we see a wolf beast, or lichen as it was called in solo leveling, being killed. One hunter says, this dungeon, it's completely empty. Another guy says, yeah, you're right. We've only been encountering wolf beasts so far. They aren't even that worthwhile. Hearing this, another guy says, don't be discouraged yet. Who knows what else we'll find further in. Let's at least finish the dungeon. Then, a guy from behind says, Captain, there's something here. There's something inside this path. They enter the path and see a dangerous castle-like place. They don't understand what it is or what such a ruined place is doing inside this dungeon. One guy says, shouldn't we call for support? Another guy says, no, there's no sign of any beast on my detector. action skill is telling. If there's no beast here, then absolutely no support is needed at all, I think. We need to figure out what could be here. What do you think? Besides a boss monster, there might be treasure or something here. Then we see a sword there. Looking at the sword, a guy says, "Crazy, I can't believe it, it's really here." Everyone is extremely impressed. Really impressed when looking at the weapon indeed. But a guy warns everyone, "Brothers, first look around carefully, because these treasures often come with some big traps, you know. So we need to handle this incredibly carefully now." But another guy says, "Hey, what are you saying? Even if a beast comes, what's the big deal? I'll just take it out. No problem at all, seriously." Another person tries to stop him, repeatedly saying that there might be a trap inside the treasure. Anything could happen, really. But he doesn't listen and says, "Oh, come on. Even if someone is trapped, I'm a C rank tank. I can easily handle it with no problem." But then he grabs the sword, and as he does, light intensely rushes into his body with incredible force. He's in immense pain, unable to understand exactly what's happening to him. Suddenly, we're in a bizarre and terrifying place. The surroundings completely transform before our very eyes in an instant. We see countless teeth, like those of a massive beast, and numerous eyes are staring intensely at him with a chilling gaze. Then, that guy fully lifts the sword high above, ready for battle. Another guy behind him says, "Looks like there aren't any traps here, Kim Yeon-jun. Be careful from now on." Then he says, "Ow, there you go." And with that, he completely slits the guy's throat brutally and viciously in one swift motion. His appearance has completely changed. It's terrifying. His teeth have become sharp and menacing like daggers, gleaming in the dim light. Seeing him bite another hunter like that, the rest of the hunters get very, very scared and horrified beyond belief. And then the guy says, "Who dared? Who dared to touch Fang Monarch's sword like this?" Oh man, Fang Monarch. You might remember him. This is the same monarch that Jinwoo beat pretty badly. So now he's back, indeed. The next episode will be even more interesting, folks. If you want to see it, subscribe. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you like the video, like, share and comment.